Good morning, good people. It's me again, Father Blaine Burkey from St. Francis Friary in Denver. I've been a priest now for 59 years and a Capuchin for 65. Today I'd like to tell you about Father Francis Xavier Seelos. It's Father's feast day today. He died in New Orleans on October the 4th, 1867, a martyr of charity caring for his fellow victims of the yellow fever epidemic, which threatened to devastate New Orleans. Seelos was widely thought of as a saint, and in 2000, Pope John Paul II beatified him. October the 4th was already taken as a feast day by Francis of Assisi, so Seelos was put on the American Catholic Church calendar for October the 5th. Father Seelos was born in Bavaria, like the early Capuchins who brought our order to mid-America. He was not a Capuchin, however. He came as a missionary to the U.S. in 1843 and had already completed his mission on this earth 6 years before the German Capuchins came. He came as a 24-year-old seminarian, ready to be ordained, and immediately entered the Redemptorist novitiate, was professed in their order in May of 1844, ordained a priest that December, and became a U.S. citizen in 1852. His first assignment was as an assistant to St. John Neumann at a parish in Pittsburgh. Later, he served parishes in Baltimore, Annapolis, Cumberland, Detroit, and New Orleans, and gave parish missions throughout the country's East and Midwest. You may have noticed that there was one small city sandwiched between 5 larger and better-known places where he served as a parish priest. He was pastor of Saints Peter and Paul's Church in Cumberland, Maryland, Western Maryland, from 1857 to 1862, and at the same time superior and rector of a huge monastery and seminary there at the beginning of the Civil War. Cumberland was where I first heard of Seelos. I was born, baptized, and bred in that parish. The Redemptorists left the parish in 1866, and Carmelites then served the parish until 1875, when German Capuchins arrived to start serving it. And Capuchins are still there 147 years later. I'm descended from a number of German families that have lived in the parish long before Seelos arrived. He was pastor and friends of many of my relatives. My great-uncle, Father John Gerdeman, was one of his seminary students and later his fellow teacher. I researched Father's activity in Western Maryland and wrote a small book called Seelos, the Cumberland Years. There is a larger book about him actually 2 of them, one called The Cheerful Ascetic, which tells of his entire life. The other also tells of his life that's with all gentleness. The author called that one book The Cheerful Ascetic because Seelos was very, very serious about becoming a saint, and he was very hard on himself. And he worked hard to have his seminary students and parishioners make that same goal theirs, while at the same time, he sought to make that a happy and cheerful experience. That's why he's called a cheerful ascetic. It's a goal worthy of us all to be joyful here on earth while keeping the other eye on heaven. Let's do that while praying for one another. Have a good day.